taxes, inflation, and the breakdown of the family are causing us to fall behind. We have the lowest net worth in the United States, and I'm sure those numbers cross the border as well.
Some people get the disability tax credit and they don't open the registered disability savings plan, and that's where the government puts in all the money of grants and bonds for a person with a disability who has done all the steps. Some people don't do all the steps.
Good morning. What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations, 2020 Best Podcast News Award winner, 2018 Innovation Award winner, given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads and fathers. It's sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care. And since 2020, we've reached out directly and indirectly to over, 400,000 dads, fathers, and male caregivers around the world. And actually, we're going to be hosting a fatherhood summit, which I will tell people about when September starts, co-hosting a fatherhood summit. So looking forward to that. So in the other in the media star, look at the fancy shirt he's wearing this morning. My God.
Yeah, gotta get prepped up. We're gonna go to the X today, the CNE.
You're kidding me.
Check it out. Yes, so we'll be downtown.
Hot, humid,
taking in the midway.
Hot, humid day at the end.
Yes.
All right. Well, who's wrong? Who's this I'm speaking with? You better tell us.
Well, for those that may have forgotten, my name is Ryan Knight, one of the co-founders of the Afro Caribbean Business Network. We support entrepreneurs of African and Caribbean heritage, really to figure out what stage the business is in and help them create a strategy to grow their companies. I'm also an entrepreneur myself. I run a company called Detailing Nights. So we provide mobile waterless car cleaning. So we go to people's houses or their offices, clean their cars on the spot without using water, and our plant-based eco-friendly cleaning supplies. And we have our youth entrepreneurship program going during the summer. And we're going to be doing our last event on August the 31st. So that's this Saturday, thanks to Jamal and Empro Graphics with their pop-up shop at the Ajax Flea Market. So that's over on 19 Notion Road in, I think, Pickering, Ajax. This is kind of on the border. So yes, if you want to come out and get your car cleaned, we're going to be in the parking lot showing people what we can do with our waterless car wash to make them believers.
All right, let's get right into it. Let's get the housework done. Subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Want to get to 1,600 subscribers? If we can. No, if we can. We will. Yes, we can. Yes, we can, as a certain politician said. And also follow the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Also to advertise your business product or service on any of the platforms I'm part of. Please email me dr.vibe at the dr, vibeshow.com. Join the Morning Vibe Discord group and email me again, dr.vibe at the dr, vibeshow.com. And speaking about one of the platforms that I'm on and Ryan's on, Indie Soup TV, powered by Dr. Tachi, based out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Oh my gosh, almost 40 content creators, 6 months in the making, over 17,000 subscribers. So this is one of the edited versions of a program that I have on there. Also 2 or 3 other ones. So good morning, Dr. Tachi. Ryan, what's up? What went on the weekend?
Hey, the weekend was jam-packed. So a couple things were happening on Saturday. So Saturday, I feel like a lot of end of summer barbecue or events were put on. So the one I wasn't able to get to was in Ottawa with New Life Project. They were
Ottawa?
Right. So I wasn't able to get out there because of the other ones I was committed to. So Brenda Williams, shout out to her with New Life Project. They're celebrating 10 years of running their nonprofit. And then in town, where were we first? Oh my gosh. So Anne from the Black Consortium, she just near Islington and Finch, Duncan Woods, she was doing a community barbecue. So she had the, school trustee there, ice cream truck, some barbecue food. So we got to stop by with the kids there. Then we headed out to Niagara Falls for the retreat with the Toronto Community Benefits Network. They have their Next Gen Builders.
How was that?
It was really, well attended. felt like there were like 500 people, and they would do like different excursions. So going to like wine tasting and the Made on the Mist, but then came back and had dinner and presentations of their awards for their next gen builders. So got to see a few people you might know. So Derek Fagan from DF Media was there.
Yes.
The video.
Thanks for reminding me. He was doing all the video stuff?
Yeah.
I got a chat with him. Go on. Good stuff.
Sefton Spence from ACA, the Afro Canadian Contract Association. And that organization was one of our first guests when we had initially started the show.
Yeah, it's about time they get back on.
Yeah. And who else? So Stephen Callender, he was there, and Chris Carpenter.
Okay. Well, already on this morning, JJ Mars, good morning. What is Colorado weather like? I hope it's good. Good morning, Wayne Harris. You are really man, every time I open up my Instagram feed, which is not as much anymore because I don't want to get into digital porn, I call it social media these days.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Harris is looking, and I saw you rocking, Wayne, the double-breasted suit. Wayne, since you're here, what are you doing on September 10th? We asked you on Friday, didn't hear an answer back. We'll ask you again in a few moments. So that was Saturday. So you're down in there's an interesting part of that event on Saturday in Niagara Falls that I know about, but I'm not going to talk about live. That's a whole other conversation.
Gotcha. And so Sunday, it was again, the Bloco was happening with supporting Black charities. So Anique Silencio, who runs SBC, she was doing the first Bloco at the Evergreen Brickworks. So if you know Brickworks,
how was the parking?
Not too bad, because I think a lot of people took their bikes because they have, I think, 2 parking spots.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of parking there.
Yeah, so I think because I had initially gotten there early, and then when I had to come back, people were like in and out, because it was more like a in and out pop-up showcase. So that was good. And then had to head down to the city. We do like their detailing for the city of Toronto. So that was happening at the same time. So managing the team there.
Jeez.
So yeah, the weekend was packed in.
How was traffic?
Hey, I'll have to give a shout out to Google Maps. They are doing a lot better at noticing construction and car accidents. So, because now there's like usually 2 or 3 ways you can get places. So seeing the options is getting a lot better. I know people love Waze. I know Google bought Waze, so I feel like a lot of the Waze stuff is in Google. So I think they're getting better at seeing those hiccups along the way.
Okay.
So it wasn't totally terrible.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. That's good. I'm glad you had a good weekend. I'm glad you made it happen. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. How about yourself? How did Saturday look?
Well, Saturday I went to a good friend's. She is retiring after 38 years at the Bank of Montreal.
Okay. Wow.
The only company she has worked at 38 years.
Right.
She is this week is her last week, and she's held several different positions at Bank of Montreal. Right now, she works on the team that does internal investigations for laundering money, fraud, all these sort of things. But yeah,
TD might poach her, because it looks like they need some help over there. They need an advisor. Come and help them with laundering.
Yes. So her husband planned it, and she had no idea. So here's the funny thing.
Gotcha.
So we got her to go to an event downtown, and then so we picked her up at the Whitby GO station, and she goes to her husband, we're supposed to be going out. How come you haven't showered yet? Says you have the whole day to shower. Why are you not showering? So I'm just keeping quiet. I'm just keeping, really, really, really quiet. And so I'm going, wow. And then we pull up, and she goes, what are all these cars doing outside my house? So she walked in, and there are a whole bunch of people there. So we had a great time, great barbecue, ran into some people. And then yesterday, I guess we can lead into it now. I was thinking about going to the memorial for Dr. Marsh. I did not go because I just didn't want to face traffic, but I did watch it online. So rest in rest in power, Elder Louis March.
Mm-hmm.
They did a nice little tribute there. Was hosted by, oh, why am I forgetting Blackhurst Center? Oh, Ita Sadu and Dwayne
yes.
Morgan were the hosts of the event.
Goodness.
And yeah, watched it, and it was a really nice. I was ping ponging back and forth ready to go down in regard with traffic, and I said these days if I'm sort of humming on something, I don't do it. So I watched it online. It was good. Saw a few people who were up on the stage there who I knew, and yeah, I don't know when we're gonna do it, but I gotta just do some editing. I do have probably the last time Dr. March spoke on the stage. I actually did an interview of him a while back, earlier this year. So I want to give him proper tribute. I know I asked the family here on the Morning Vibe when should I broadcast to say after his memorial. So just going to find a time and space to do that. So that was about it. Had some editing to do because I don't have as many interns right now. So it was interesting doing a 1 hour edited version of the Morning Vibe. I hadn't done that before. So it was quite a little bit of interesting. But you know what?
To condense it, right?
Yes, yes. So you know, but the last editor we had, very good, Ben, who's probably now taking a vacation in New York. He gave me, I love that. He left with a process document. Yes. So it was really, really.
I know you were saying that you were practicing on CapCut. Do you know which one he used to use?
I think he used Premiere Pro.
Oh, okay.
Right,
nice.
But I used CapCut, and it was like I say with people. Yes, we all have a to-do list, but we also have to have a to-learn list.
Yeah.
So that was a learning process for me to understand the simple aspects of CapCut. So for what I need to do right now, it's good. The only thing I got to find out is how I know how to reduce the file size. I need to reduce the file size if I can a little bit smaller and not lose the broadcast quality. But it was good.
Right. Yeah.
It was cool. It was cool. So yeah. So Dr. March, yes, rest in power. Rest in power. Yeah. I don't know if I fully processed it yet. I don't. Just when I start thinking about it, I just go, wow. So definitely. But at the barbecue that I was at on Saturday evening, actually, I spoke to a gentleman. They had an event a few weeks ago, and one of the speakers there, one of the gentlemen who spoke there was there. We had a really good conversation in regards to he knew Louis for over 40 years.
Whoa.
So some insights that he provided were quite interesting in regards to that. But I won't get into that conversation live, but I'll just keep that offline. But yes, so
cool.
We have some things here. So JJ Mars says, hello, Dr. Vibe, and good morning.
Good day.
He says, a warm day here in Colorado. Yeah, it's warm here in Toronto. And I was actually having a conversation with someone, asked him how their son was. Oh, there's been a lot of rain. I said, there's been a lot of rain in tight windows, but outside of that, it's been outside of about the last week or so where it got cool for a few days. It's been hot.
Yes.
It's been hot and humid. Okay, Wayne Harris, I hope you're still here. Don't you know what's happening on September 10th? You are a very astute man of World Matters. Here we go. Live on September 10th, 2024, 9 p.m. Eastern. Dr. Vibe and guests will be providing live commentary on this should be scheduled Harris-Trump debate. Scheduled.
Right, yes.
Okay, so I was looking for us to chat, some stuff to chat about this morning. And look what I found. So look what I found. So, okay, let's just bring this up. What does that headline say?
Look at this guy. You see, that's what we knew that he's on if he hasn't figured out a line of attack, he will not be there. So now he's saying that well, I think he's gonna always hint at that until the date because he wants eyes on him. You know? Yeah. So I don't doubt it.
So Wayne says, okay, yes. So Wayne, and the people are watching this before September 10th, 2024. So on 9 p.m. Eastern time, September 10th, we'll be providing live commentary. Not me. I'm just going to be hosting the madness. So we have from Primetime Saturday with Aisha and Lala, Aisha K. Staggers, Laura Lalaki. I believe also Jill Jones. Yes, Jill Jones is going to be part of it.
Mm.
But here's interesting. We've got 3 African American women, and now we've got at least 2 African Canadian gentlemen. One, Cesar Nadima Musa, who's a regular on Black Canada Talking, which is live at 5 p.m. on Saturdays on the Dr. Vibe platform. And then we also, I don't know, Ryan Knight says he's going to be there.
Yes.
And then Wayne Harris, I wanted to know if you were available. So we have 3 on 3. We should call that. If Wayne, are you available? Call the 3 on 3 coverage.
Right.
The 3 on 3 coverage of the debate. So when I saw that this morning, says, "Oh, I hope Ryan can come on this morning. I hope he can come on and give his take," because we were chatting about this last Friday and said, "Oh, he ain't gonna show up. He ain't gonna show up."
I don't know if people are following the rallies that Trump is trying to do, but he does not look energetic at all. And again, I haven't watched like the full, so I'm taking it kind of by the clips that people are coming out. So you have to be careful when like MSNBC puts out a clip.
Okay, but when you're watching MSNBC, they lean left.
Right. So that's where, depending on who's talking and showing the clip, because CNN or Fox News or just independents like the Young Turks or something, it depends on who's talking, like who's covering it. But I haven't been able to see a lot of clips of him being energetic. Like he's at these rallies and he just seems like he's going through the motions. There's something missing, almost like you know when you have your child and they're in a sport, and then you can kind of tell they're just checked out, and you're like, I'm not really into it anymore, Dad. I'm like, and you're like, what happened? Like you were all in, you told us that this is what you want to do, and then suddenly they just aren't in it. That's the vibe I'm getting from Donald Trump. It's like, yeah, the excitement. I don't feel like he thinks he's gonna win. I think he's gonna try and figure out an escape. The one with Biden, it was all about the election being a hoax and a fraud. I think how that backfired, he won't try that route again. So he's gonna come up with some excuse that will give him an escape clause for why he lost. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be JD Vance. He's gonna throw that guy under the bus so bad. I'm just waiting to see the backlash that he gives, because this Vance guy, I don't know. But this is what's wild. Listening to not even to say Trump supporters, but like hardcore Republicans, hearing them talk about how Vance is like the best pick. And it's like, oh, but he's gonna get him that Rust Belt, and he's, like the more down to earth person, and he's so smart. And if you hear him live and talk, they can go on and on. Bro, like, are we watching the same videos? Like, are we in the same universe where we're looking at the same person, or are they getting a different cut of his interviews and we're getting a different cut? Because he just doesn't seem clear and concise with what the message he's trying to get across. So he reminds me of Sarah Palin. I don't like that. I feel is going to be the same talking point of picking that VP was similar to when Sarah Palin was picked and the campaign for the Republicans started going south.
I think part of it is I think they have a strategy now to go on the offensive against Ms. Harris, but I still think it's like, I think we're beginning to see the excitement wane down from her being chosen as the candidate, and now the post convention has up. So now the real. But here's the crazy thing: do you know how much her campaign has raised since she threw her hat into the ring?
No, I know you had mentioned it was like 300 million over the first couple weeks or something.
It's now $500 million.
That is heavy. Wow, that's serious. So that means that's like showing that the support from the overall party is really there. So that was the only thing that Trump had to rely on, is that the timeline was too short and they wouldn't be able to get the full backing behind her. But seeing that now, that's why I feel he's like lethargic. He's just like picking up his paper and just reading it, like as if he's trying to signal to his advisors that, okay, you see, I'm doing what you said I should do. I'm not going off script. He'll be reading it and then just kind of quip like a one-liner off script, but then he's back to reading. It's just not his personality, and I don't think that his heart is in it anymore. He seems like he's just going through the motions.
Yeah, I still have a feeling he's gonna win. Unless he does something totally, I think again, the debate's going to say a lot. The debate's going to say a lot in regards to, especially for the undecided voters. That's going to be the.
So, do you think he can win if he doesn't go to the debate?
Yes.
Yeah. So then you see, then if his advisors feel the same, he will not go to that debate because it's a lose-lose.
You have to realize something. You said an oxymoron. You said 45 in advisors. He only has one advisor.
But they're circling. They exist.
Whether they exist. But at the end of the day, he only has one advisor. It's himself.
Right. Yeah.
You know. So we'll see if it becomes fruition that we'll see this debate. I think, again, we're talking about America. That's all I gotta say, right? That's right. All I gotta say. But they are campaigning hard, and it sounds like Ms. Harris is not camping for the next few days, but at the end of the week she's going. But it seems that all the polling, especially for the key states, the swing states, she's either winning by a bit or catching up deficit-wise on where. On 45. So, you know, it's going to be really interesting, really, really interesting. And I think that, like I said, September 10th, if it happens, will be definitely in the last year's one of the most watched political events, at least for the last 5 years.
Yeah. And this is like, I feel like this is his chance to expose her for all the things that the Republicans accuse her of. So one, not being able to debate well, because when she was running for president before, she wasn't as, polished. So that still is lingering and did drop out. So they have that to say like, hey, you tried to run for president before and they did not select you. But on her economics, on her, these plans that she's saying to build 3 million homes, to reduce food prices, which they're trying to label as price fixing, or what do they call it? Yeah, but she's talking about price gouging. They're saying
here's an interesting take too. Well, we got some more of the family have woken up, so got to give them recognition. Morning, IQ Cam. Wayne says if Biden can end the wars in Israel and Ukraine before the election, she wins. Interesting take. But Wayne, with your astute commentary, are you available on the 10th at 9 p.m.? You haven't said anything about that. Good morning, Opal Inspired. Check out her artistic creations on her YouTube site, Opal Inspired. And she was at Dr. March's event yesterday. And also there she is, Dr. Tachi in the house. So we're just chatting, family, who came in a little bit late. About 45 suggested he may not show up for the debate on September 10th. That's something we chatted about lightly, or Ryan talked about lightly when we were on last time. He said, oh, look what's happening.
Right.
Good morning, Karen Rowe. Good morning, Karen Rowe. What is up? But yeah, so let's ask the family. Okay. Wayne Harris says I can be there at 9:30 p.m. Okay, it's done. All right. So you want to come back? Here's Dr. Tachi. Didn't I tell you? So
I'm
just
telling you.
program plug again, everybody. Live on
Mm.
September 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Myself and guests will be providing live commentary on the scheduled Harris 45 debate. So from the U.S., we'll have Aisha K. Staggers, Laura Lalaki, and also tentatively Jill Jones. Then north of the border, so we got three. We're gonna call it the 3-on-3 commentary. So 3 African American women from the south and 3 African Canadian men from the north. Ryan Knight, who you see on the screen, Cesar Nadima Musa, who is my co-host on Black Canada Talking Sundays live at 5 p.m., and Wayne Harris, who you see once a month on this platform, will be providing live commentary on the debate if it happens, because people may or may not realize, we'll show it on the screen again. 45, I guess, wanting to get his attention, says he might skip the ABC debate with Harris.
But this is where, if he thinks this type of headline is now the right type of attention he wants, because now the attack ads of him being chicken and scared of Harris is going to really amplify the more he teases that he doesn't want to debate her.
Like, I think that will have more weight on I think that will have more weight on the undecided. I think that the date will be more heavy weighted on the undecided piece. Those who are undecided, I think those are the people who may get look. So Frequency Event Promotion says, just tuning in now. Good morning. Who's moving from Toronto to run in American politics? Not I.
Right, to run.
Oh, yes. Dr. Sachi said, also me. Yes. Oh, you okay? So Dr. Tachi is in there too. So
nice.
Captain, 7 people. That's enough. 7 people. So we're I'm going to call it 4-on-3.
All right. Technically, you're there too. So we have 4-on-4.
I'm a moderator.
But technically, I'm just saying, we're going to ask you your opinion too.
All right. I think it is a headline to get us to do what we're doing now, talking about, oh, yeah, absolutely. He needs that attention. He needs that attention immensely. So Dr. Forgot you, Dr. Tachi. So there we go. 4-on-3 or 4-on-4. Yes. I guess you can technically
3.5.
Yeah. Frequency says, I think 45's marketing personnel are geniuses. No, his marketing partner personnel is him. It's all he realized. He runs his own campaign. He calls the shots. You got to realize that. He calls the shots. He is a true embodiment of the buck stops here. It stops with him.
Yeah, and that's where, like, again, certain marketing tactics might go over my head that are advanced, but I'm curious, Christopher, your thoughts on why him talking about skipping the debate works to his favor when
it gets attention on him. That's what he wants.
But it's the wrong type of attention. Like that type of attention. Like, why would a person?
His followers will they don't, whether he shows up or not. He has his followers. Where it could be detrimental again is the undecided vote, right? The undecided vote.
But that's like, if I was him, I would be very like passionate and positive and confident about debating her, and then I just wouldn't show up. Like, I'm not gonna tease that I'm not showing up, because then it's like, okay, why aren't you gonna show up? All the rumors of, is he scared? Like, is he saying that she's gonna cheat at the debate? Like, what's the reason not to show up, other than showing that he's like confident and can handle her in a debate all the way up? And if he doesn't want to do it, then just not do it. Hey, family emergency, whatever you want to call. Melania's sick. You can say he can't make it. But him teasing leading up to the debate that he's gonna skip it with no real reason, I don't think even his base, because now remember, the base and the people supporting him are the ones that are on the street defending him. So this doesn't give them ammunition to defend. Now when they're defending or debating with other Democrats or undecided and trying to explain their position, and they were like, oh, so why doesn't he want to go to debate? Like, oh, well, he doesn't need to debate her. It's like, why not? Like, I thought all of his policies and his economic plan is way better than hers. Why wouldn't he want to explain that and debate her? They have no ammunition. He's like taking away the things that they can use to defend why they're voting for him. But like I said, it's not going to sway a Trumper to not vote for him. So that's why I'm saying I can see why he wouldn't go to the debate, but I don't see why he would tease not going to the debate.
Well, it's interesting because he's putting all his teasing at, well, he doesn't like ABC. That's why he doesn't want to debate. Nothing about that's what he's using. Gotcha. The network thing. So let's see. Dr. Tachi says, but it's fleeting attention that it does not last. He can't create any real buzz outside of sensationalism. That's problematic. Frequency of Emperor says, love him or dislike him, 45 has a presence. Sure does. Mm-hmm. Master of the manipulation. It also leaves room for people to have their own hypothesis, and bam, saying, coming to the stage is blank. Dr. Tachi says, now you know he would never... we would never believe he would stay home because Melania is sick. We all know he cares about himself.
Hey, flood at Mar-a-Lago. Like something happened at the golf club that he has to go attend to.
Yes, I think it is space to confuse the opposition. Well, I think though people know his game now. I think it's tired.
That's like, this is expected. Like this isn't even sensational. It's expected. All of the Democrats camp know that he's gonna not commit, like not be fully committed. So him teasing that he's not showing up is like, we already knew that. Like we already knew that you were thinking not to come. Like why even bring it up?
Waste our time.
Yeah. So that's where I was thinking, if he teased that they found out something about Kamala Harris that people need to know, and I'm gonna bring it to the debate so that people understand she doesn't know what she's doing. Then people would keep asking us like, oh, what do you know? Like, what's happening? Like, oh, how's this? Now people are like, oh, what's this debate gonna be? Like, what's Trump? You know, like you're thinking in a positive light that he might have some true firepower. When he talks about not being there, it's deflating. It's like, oh, well, is he not feeling well? You remember he's 80-ish. Was he 78 or 81? No, Biden was 81. He's 78.
I think
so. Now you start to think, is like, does he have a doctor's appointment that day? Does he have to, like take his meds and that will take him off his game? You just think negative things about why he wouldn't show up. And I don't think that is what he wants. He, like all leading up through all his other campaign runs, he never hinted stuff like this. He always hinted, I'm going to dominate at this debate. Unless it was, I think sometimes he would say, oh, if it was a person moderating, he would be like, oh, if that person's there, I might not come. But never in, like, it just feels weak this time. Like him, it more seems like he doesn't want to play anymore. You know, like, I'm going to take my ball and I don't have to talk to anybody and I'm going home. And I'm just going to ride it out. But in your defense, his base isn't going anywhere. So if they feel they can win with that steady drumbeat, he doesn't have to do any interviews, any debates. He can just stay on Fox News and hype up himself and be fine.
So Frequency Event Promotion says expected marketing like that. And good morning to the office of Tim Frey, which is the office of Tim Frey. Good morning. Hope you're doing fine. Yes. All right. We're going to go on a quick 30-second break and come back. We may continue the conversation, or I've got another conversation topic. Just depends how the world is swinging. So we'll be back in about 30 seconds. 30 seconds sounds right. Here we go. Primetime Saturday with Aisha and Lala. Join Aisha K. Staggers and Laura Lala Key as they cut through the chaos and make some sense of the nonsense in American news and politics.
That's not a big enough sample to even say that this is representative of anything.
Sharp insights, bold opinions, and a touch of humor. It's the show that keeps you informed and entertained.
Those polls have you thinking, oh, I don't need to go there.
Don't miss Primetime Saturday with Aisha and Lala. Tune in and stay ahead of the headlines. There you go. Those are two of the ladies you're going to see on September 10th at 9 p.m. if there is a debate, because we don't know yet. So scheduled Eris 45 debate. So those are two of the ladies. All right, let's also Frequency of Episodes, Office of Tim Frey. I was trying to come to your event, but it was at a celebration of life. No problem. I think Tim can understand that. But you were at that event.
Yeah, it was good seeing you, Tim, at the Block O.
There.
Shout out to supporting Black charities and Anik.
Yeah, sounds like they're doing some really outstanding work.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so people, do you want to continue on? We continue on the 45 script. We'll probably get enough of it till October. So you know what? I'm gonna flip on to a different story, and it's a little bit Toronto centric. But I saw this article. I thought this would be interesting. So let's bring it up. Yeah, so I saw this one going. What was Toronto like in the 90s?
Okay. Yes.
We look back at some of the things that made the city great. From the Blue Jay Championships, Electric Circus, and the Club District. So the first thing, Ryan is a baseball. As I said, I thought Ryan would enjoy this.
And yesterday, I was driving through downtown, and I saw a mural of Jose Bautista when he did the bat flip against Texas, and I was thinking to myself, yes, that was good, but next to it needs to be a mural of this exact picture. I was thinking yesterday it should be up on
more than the backflip.
Exactly, right? So I was just thinking about this yesterday. It would be so beautiful to see this picture on the side of a building. Yeah,
that's the one that should be up there. So
yes.
Do you remember where you were when this home run was hit?
Yes, sitting I think I was either sitting beside my dad or I was on his lap sitting and watching the game, and then jumped off when this happened. Because, yes, I remember oh my goodness, we were at 900 Central Park, Unit 49 in Brampton.
Wow.
I remember the pink carpet and the green couch with plastic on it for protection.
Of course.
Yes. Watching it on our brown. Remember when your TV was actual furniture?
Yes.
So it's like the TV, but you had stuff on it. It's like a wall unit TV. Yes, I remember that.
Oh, I remember going up with. Is it an RCA? Like on a wooden. Oh my gosh! I wish that television was still around today.
Yes.
So just to the audience, does anyone still have an old TV as a collector's item, like an old, made the wood and all that? And here's even more.
Long.
Now here's another thing. If you have that, does it have the turn dial?
Yeah. And 3 channels, and it had to be on channel.
UHF. The UHF on the dial. UHF.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And channel 1 had nothing. It was always just like a dead channel.
Channel 2 was TVO.
Right.
Yes. Oh no, you had to go to UHF to get TVO, which is TV Ontario, which was channel 19.
Oh, okay.
And you had channel 29 you would get on. You had to go to on UHF because the dial only went from, was it 2 to 13? Did it?
Okay.
I think.
Because ours only went to 3. And then when it went to 3, that would allow you to connect to the cable box.
That's right.
Right? And then you can find your channel.
Okay, so believe it or here, I still have a cable box.
Oh, okay.
I still here. So yes. Does anyone still have a cable box? Does anyone still have a VHS player or more like DVD player and or a VHS player? Does anyone have either one of those?
Not plugged in. So we do have a cable box. So Rogers is still in here, but the DVD player, it's actually in our room, but not plugged in to the side, just in case there's like a nostalgia DVD that we want to play. We'll hook it up. But VCR, no, that's packed away.
Look, so we're bringing it out. So check this out. So Dr. Tachi says we got rid of the one at my mother's house at TV. Dr. Tachi says TVO was channel 19 for us too.
Oh, gotcha.
Then Wayne Harris says got rid of the TV last year, but they have 3 VCRs.
And the only reason we keep our VCR around is because we found some old VHS tapes of Comic View. Remember Comic View? Oh, so good. So good.
View.
So we said we cannot throw the VCR out because we have those tapes.
So I have some DVDs. One of the things I cherish that I have on DVD, I actually have the first 3 seasons of the series 24.
Okay. And the first 3 seasons was like, I actually couldn't watch the rest because the first 3 seasons were so good. I was like, I don't even want it. I don't want to watch something and see it go down from here. Like that 3rd season, I was like, man, this is it.
No, and I still think those 3 seasons still stand up today.
100%. Like stuff like that they could remaster and just put back out. And people that weren't there would
first black president.
Right, yes. And the assassination attempt with the poison handshake.
and the guy who smoked a cigarette.
But the one thing that was always interesting about that show is the people that would always do the verification checks. They would say, oh, verify if this like information is correct. And then they would verify and be like, yes, it's right. And then they would find out it's fake. And they'd be like, okay, now that we found the fake one, verify that this is correct. And they would I was like, I can't trust this guy. This guy is always saying it's right. Like, I was always trying to figure out, like, this is the best the government has. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, so we're pulling out this nostalgia because a lot of people I communicate say they're 90s babies.
Okay.
Right? They're 90s babies. Right. So when I saw this article, okay, Wayne Harris says, I still have a gram. It has a turntable and a bar in a glossy wooden case. Wayne, what? I need a picture of that.
What is this? I have to see that.
I need a picture of that. You are OG status officially with that. Fitness IQ has Young and Dundas looks so foreign to me. Yeah. So again, unless you're from Toronto, you won't remember this. But yeah, look at that.
Hold on, that's Young Dundas?
Yes.
Wow, what is this?
The world's biggest jean store. Yeah, that used to be on and that's on the southeast corner of Young and Dundas. Yep.
Because so in the 90s, I was 8 to 18. So never really went to Young Dundas Square in this time. Wow, this is wild.
Yeah, because this turn here, that's going east along Dundas Street, which is one of the main streets in Dundas, Toronto. If you go there now, it is totally different.
They tried to turn it into a mini Times Square.
Yes, they have that vibe. I'm gonna see if I can show a picture of what that corner looks like now because it is totally different. Let me just see. I'll pull it up real quick. Here we go.
So true.
It is so okay.
Okay, because that's going east. So on the other side would be the Eaton Center.
Yeah. Look at so what I'm gonna do is now you see that that's Young Dundas back in the 90s, probably the major intersection in Toronto, traffic wise.
That is now Sankofa. It's not even called Young Dundas Square anymore. Sankofa Square. Yes.
Okay, let me just navigate. Let's see how I could. Okay, let's see if we can. I can't get the right thing that I want here.
Oh, gotcha.
Can't get the right. Okay, hold on. Let's see if this will work. No, it's still. I got a page. It's not really showing the whole thing. So we'll get back to it in just a second. So,
gotcha.
And so Wayne Harris says, I had Def Comedy Jam on DVD. Loaned it to a friend 20 years ago and haven't seen them since. Ouch.
Are you still friends with that person, or did you hold a grudge and you don't talk to them anymore? That's the question.
Oh my gosh. It brings up Sam the Record Man and the Big Slice.
The big slice, I remember. Yes.
Sam the Record Man. My dad is a serious vinyl collector. Serious, and he also always used to send me down there because for many years there was a black gentleman named Ron Gaskin who was a general manager at Sam the Record Man on Young, just north of Dundas, and he would always commute. My dad say, "Oh, go! Ron has this for you. Ron has it." So I would always pick that up. And then here we go. Remember the world's biggest bookstore? Yes.
Is that the one that was near Bay?
No, if I'm correct, you went a little bit north of Dundas on the west side. I think it was a block north. It was in that area. I think it was
right
north.
In between Bay and Young.
Yes,
but,
I believe so. I believe so. Dr. Tati, cable, blasphemy. But yeah, it was.
It's wild because even like the Hard Rock Cafe, I believe, is a Shoppers Drug Mart now. I have to like where it used. It's like that total shift. Like what?
Okay, so I think I found a decent enough picture now to show what Young Dundas Square looks like now, so people can. I know if you're not from Toronto, you're not fully right, but you'll see how it looks different.
Wow! Come on.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah,
even the condo behind it, like, it's gone vertical and lit up. The screens.
So that's what it looks like now. So yeah, what a change.
I would love to know. I don't even know if you can measure this, but how effective those ads are to be in a billboard at that intersection. Because I know some of them, like, it'll catch my eye. Like when it's a TV show, I'll be like, oh, that's something interesting. I might watch that. But if it's like I usually don't even recognize what's happening. Like,
yeah, because you're just focused on the traffic. The traffic's so crazy. You're not, and it's a good question. And I think we brought it up recently. How effective
the billboards? Yeah.
How effective are those ads these days?
Right. Because like for Times Square and I'm sure Young and Dundas, it's so expensive to have advertising there.
It's not cheap.
Right. So I'm curious how effective it is. If everybody comes in and be like, oh, I saw your ad at Young Dundas, or is it purely just brand awareness like what Coca-Cola and Pepsi does? They just have their name everywhere kind of thing.
So it would be interesting to get someone who has expertise in that area saying, are those ads more effective in conversion, which means into sales, or does it provide brand awareness? Where do they get more bang for their buck, their ROI, the return on investment? I think it'd be really, really interesting to see. We've got to find someone in that area.
Goodwill.
Yeah, we've got to find someone who works in that industry. I'd be very curious. But I
wonder if Justin Senior, remember he is in media buying.
Yeah,
so you'd have to sell to a person like, hey, this type of ad might be good. How do you justify putting up those billboards or even radio ads and different types?
Well, it's interesting. There is a radio station I listen to periodically when I'm driving, and they really promote. They have some of their clients saying, hey, you know what? Whenever we put ads on your radio station, people come in there saying, yeah, we heard you on. So I guess there's still some impact that radio ads have. I don't know how much, again, compared to the digital online stuff.
Right.
Yeah, we need to get someone on who has some expertise in digital marketing.
Because if you look at, especially with radio, certain ads, they now just stick. Like the 1-800-GOT-JUNK ads. If I ever need to get stuff out of my backyard, that's going to be like the first thing I think of. Some of the real estate guys, I'm like, they're just, and some of the debt consolidation people, it's just like, you just hear it and it's like, yeah, okay.
Welcome to the house this morning. Ray says, hey, Ray McMillan, good morning, and saying, good morning, gentlemen, but doesn't brand awareness translate to sales? that constant visual or audio becomes etched into our psyche? Good question.
It's definitely part of it. Like,
Yeah.
it creates credibility for sure,
Yeah.
goodwill, but then it's hard to measure a direct connection. It's like that's kind of the ethos, and then when a person's ready to decide, all those connections, the subconscious remembers the ad at Young Dundas, it remembers the billboard it saw on the 401, it remembers the radio ad it heard, and then it's like, okay, I trust this company. So it definitely connects.
You know, for myself, I'm sort of whatever, the ads are ads, because I know it's a thing. I still, for me, word of mouth or for referral is still the best sort of marketing for me, I believe. So you know what, Dr. Chat, you're right. Terry Johnson does digital marketing. So we haven't had her on for a long time. So I'm gonna reach out to TJ and see to have her come back on. Wayne Harris says 1-800 cars for kids.
Yes.
But you know what? I don't use the service, but that is a jingle that over repetition. There's I think a lot of people don't realize the science of marketing.
Absolutely. The 7 touch points minimum.
You know, and Harris says awareness, familiarity, consistency, and trust. Well, I think these days, how much is trust a big factor when people are, hey, can I get the best deal?
But there's still brands that can sell premium because their goodwill is so strong. And so when you hear something like was it Lino Archie or Leo the real estate?
Oh yeah. Well, what about you know who's been, again, this is so Toronto centric, but there's a gentleman named Oliver Jewelry who has been doing
man, like the cash man. I mean, that the jingles, and then that's where when you're in that position, or even with the cars for kids. I remember there was a gentleman that was gonna get rid of his car, one of my friends, and he's like, I was like, oh, call the 1-800 cars for kids and let them take it because you'll get the donation instead of just scrapping it. So it comes up, but if that radio ad hadn't been playing consistently for how many years, then it doesn't become part of conversation when somebody's ready for it, you know?
So here's another thing. Ray says, I only buy Esso gas because I grew up in the area. Put a tiger in your tank. You have to be of a certain age to remember that. Right. A tiger in your, oh my goodness.
Right.
Wow. Tiger in your, oh my goodness.
Yes. And now I buy Esso because of PC points.
There you go.
Yes.
Jim Frey says, larger corporations or very positive cash flow companies has a marketing budget that has to be used throughout the year. These are the companies that are putting up ads on the billboards. Fact.
Right.
True. And
reduce that operating income.
There we go. Yeah, your goal for my cash. Oh yeah, Oliver. Like, guys, I don't watch a lot of TV. I saw his ad there. I go, oh my goodness, you still alive?
Right? Yes.
Cash for gold.
Forget alive, expanding. I know they're in Yorkville now.
Yeah,
they're in, I think, Oakville.
Very interesting that they're in Yorkville.
Right. And now talking about like Gucci bags, and we'll take your expensive Louis Vuitton stuff. Yeah, man.
As Wayne said,
growing.
I'm the cash man. But you see, again, it's in my head. I don't know if I'd use him first, but a lot of people would, though, because of repetition, seeing his ads, and I guess the return on investment for him, it's still worth his while.
Oh, it has to be, unless, I mean, Tim has a good point where when you do have a certain budget for marketing, you want to get that saturation, that omnipresence. Like, he's literally the only pawnbroker that I could.
That was an.
I could mention off the top of my head. You know, like there's no other person in that industry that I could think of. So it does a job.
Well, see, and it's a good point. Expanding, because we're always like to talk economics here. How many people do we know that look like us to do that?
I don't know any. Right? Yeah. The only other one actually I could think of, there was Oh my goodness. The guy that used to do mortgages on Bathurst. Oh, it's like second mortgage, third mortgage. We'll buy your house in 48 hours. Why the name is killing me now? Because he stopped his ad, so that's probably why I'm forgetting. But there was a really popular mortgage and pawnbroker.
Harold.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I think he may be still around.
I think I just don't see ads anymore. But
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Wayne says he's in trouble. Okay, all right.
There was something that came out about those mortgages that they were putting multiple mortgages on people's houses, especially seniors. And I know that was in the news. I don't know if that's the hot water he's still in, but yeah, there's a bit of a Harold the jewelry buyer, I think.
Loan sharking.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Going back, Wayne says if you have an ad on talk radio, the audience is already listening versus FM music, which is usually in the background. Interesting. Right, yeah. And you know, it's probably every major city in North America has an all news station. That would be a smart place to put your ads.
Right.
So getting back to Harold, Wayne says predatory lending. Ouch on Harold. Right. Ouch. 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 But yeah, you know, and this again circles back to that age-old thing about marketing, doing your marketing. Yes. So again, Wayne says in Toronto we have two all-new. Well, at least, well, we have those are two of the more prominent all-new stations. There's 640. I mean 680.
No, 640 and 680.
640 is an all-talk station.
Yeah, because 680 is all news.
Here's something. Chum Radio in Toronto. I have not put my needle on my car near that 1050 since. What is Chum Radio these days? I have not gone there.
I don't. What is the dial? I don't.
Is it 1050 still? What is on 1050 these days?
That's TSN now.
Yeah, it's an all. Sports, I think it's all sports radio.
Isn't Chum FM? Or that was AM?
Yeah, Chum FM still. Well, they had Chum AM and Chum FM.
Oh,
gotcha. Chum AM is TSN radio. Chum FM is still music. And there's 98.1. Interesting that have two South Asian hosts for their morning drive show.
So we put it on 98.1 during Christmas because they have the 24-hour Christmas songs and stuff happening.
Yes. They do it for the whole month of December, do they not, or something like that?
And that's the one with Marilyn Dennis and Javon.
No, Marilyn Dennis and Javon are at Chum.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Is Marilyn Dennis still on that station? Oh man, she's been around forever.
Yeah, I know the show is done, like the talk show, that one's done, but the radio show, I think I still see
music. Yeah, okay. Wayne says they know where their bread is buttered. Yeah. And again, they have the demographic. So again, coming back to the whole advertising thing, knowing they know what marketing will work well with their with the client base. So when they're out selling ads,
right,
for their station, they say, "Hey, this is the demographic of our listener base."
Absolutely. And my apologies, I didn't realize it was almost 10. We have to head downtown. So
yes. Yeah. Well, good. Well, enjoy
We're heading to the X.
Yeah. Well, here we go. So do you go every year?
Yeah, we try to take the kids at least once a year.
So here's something that's going to scare you. I have not been to the X. Let's just put it this way. I worked at the X. That was the last time I was at the X.
Okay. My wife worked at Canada's Wonderland, and usually we get a season's pass there, but we haven't gotten it in a couple years.
All right.
So you used to work at the X in the Midway or like at the food court?
Yeah. Now here is something interesting. Wayne Harris has never been to the X.
What? We should do the morning vibe delegation down to the X at least next year. We have to organize something.
We'd love to do a show from there.
Right? That would be pretty cool, actually.
Okay, yes, you've got to run.
Well, apologies.
No apologies. Family first. Yes. We'll catch you during the week. You be well.
Cool.
All right. So Wayne Harris says yes. He's never been to the X. Dr. Jazzy, I have been I have been to Canada. You haven't been to Canada's Wonderland in years, but have you been there, Dr. Tachi? You went there? Because I know you grew up a lot of time in Buffalo and you did spend some time on this side of the border. Fantastic. Yes, Wayne Harris says Devo Brown, Roz and Mocha, etc. I have not listened to FM morning radio in years. I see more ads for it than actually I listen to it. I have not been, because most of the stuff that's musically on the radio these days, I can't relate to. Wayne says, Bun to X. Dr. Tag says, yes, we went there on a school trip. Wow. That is hilarious. All right. No, Wonderland. Are you saying burn Wonderland, Wayne, or burn the X? But yeah, I'm not much of a person to go to fairs and those sort of things. Just not my vibe. Not my vibe at all. Just hasn't, yeah. Wayne Harris says, no Wonderland in 30 years. I've only been to Wonderland once. Yeah, again, that stuff doesn't really do anything for me. You know, walk along. Yeah. I just not, it's just not vibing. Doesn't vibe with Dr. Vibe. No, don't do it. Like, just hasn't done it for me. Hasn't done it for me, you know, exhibition, all that. And I do hear, again, this is Toronto centric, that they're going to be taking away some of the land of the X for development. What a surprise. So I really have to wonder, you know, what's going to be the future of the X? Will the exhibition exist in 10 years time? Here it is. As I had mentioned early on in the beginning of the show, I was at a barbecue on Saturday night and we're having some really great conversation. And we were just talking about most people here, or a number of people here, Caravana. Again, Caravana happened again this year. They had reduced participation because it's so expensive for costumes. And also for people who may not know, they're moving Caravana. So my question is, will Caravana still be around in 10 years? Will Caravana be around in 10 years? Myself, I haven't been to Caravana in years. Long time. Haven't been there. Haven't done it. No interest. Will it be around in 10 years' time? Very, very curious. So for people who are watching live, who are in the GTA area, Greater Toronto area, what do you think? Will Caravana still be in existence in 10 years' time? If someone out there asks me a hard yes or no, I'd probably say no. I can't see it. I don't know, because there's been so many twists and turns with Caravana. I can't see that. I can't see it. And the funny thing is, I don't even call it Caravana anymore. I call it a Marabana, because without the Americans coming up, or people from around the world, Caravana. So Fitness, it's moving to where? Yes, Caravana is moving to Downsview Park next year. No longer downtown. Done. Wayne Harris says it will be smaller and more curated. Yes, it'll be smaller and more curated, but what will it mean for its existence? That's the thing. There's something about Caravana that being in part of downtown Toronto makes it unique. Will it lose some of its vibe? Sorry to use it again. Will it lose some of its vibe just not being downtown anymore? Where that you're talking? Okay, Downsview Air Force Base. That is Wilson and Shepherd area in the Greater Toronto area. So sounds like the beginning of the end of Caravana. To me, it does. Wayne Harris says, makes sense to move it. No money for the community, so no loss. Well, the question is, will there be any money there? Right? That's the whole thing with Caravana. It's the return that the African Canadian community gets is very minimal compared to what other people are making off it. I'm not feeling it's going to be there in 10 years' time. I don't know. I don't see it being there in 10 years' time, because once you move it to there, a lot of the energy is going to be lost. Ray McMillan comes in. As Toronto's immigrant face changes, I don't see it surviving beyond 10 years as a Caribbean festival, but rather a Toronto festival incorporating other cultures. Yeah, I agree with that. And then Wayne backs up, says it'll be more of a festival. Yes, I agree. That is a potential, yes. But it being it is right now, in 10 years' time, I don't see that format. Fitness IQ Cam says, respectfully, you can't say it'll be gone in 10 years because there'll always be younger Caribbean folks that have been doing it since Kindy Carnival. I ain't going to bet on that. I think a festival maybe, but not the way it is right now. And it will keep going on strong. I hope for their sake, yes. I don't know about that. We'll see. I didn't say it will be gone, but it will evolve. I understand, right? Sorry if I misquoted you. Yeah, it will evolve, but what Caribana is and what it'll be in 10 years' time, I think will be drastically different. Yeah, absolutely. I just think you'll see a drastic difference in Caribana in 10 years' time. All right. I think that we have called it for today. So thank you everyone for stopping by. We got some more here. Wayne says the key is crowd and traffic control. Get ready for it to be reduced to insignificant as the older generation transitions. Yeah, the younger folks won't put in the work. I don't disagree with that either. This is maybe a conversation topic on a future Morning Vibe show. That do we feel there's been a number of people who look like us in the African Canadian community have done a lot of work, and they've done their time. Who is going to follow up and continue doing the work? And are they willing to do the work? Like I say always, every success needs a successor. Is there succession planning when it comes to cultural institutions in the African Black Canadian environment? Ray says Caribbean communities are dying rapidly in every major city. Brixton is no longer Caribbean. New York City also, and Toronto is next. Whoa. Okay. Ray is putting it down. Wayne says, look who owns the mass caps and runs the bigger fets. Yeah, absolutely. Finance IQ says, basically, you're saying millennials won't keep it strong. Fine if you want to talk about the Gen Z, but put some respect to us millennials. Oh, boy. Have we started a conversation here? I think we got to save this to the next time we have a open morning vibe. You know, what does the future look like? Can the next generation, can they carry the torch? Because I know I have a feeling I know the thought process a little bit of a Ray McMillan and a Wayne Harris. Hey, here's Ray. As a father of 3 Canadian-born kids, none of them have any interest in Caribana. Hello. Yep. This is good because an upcoming conversation. Look at where Wayne goes. Show me someone under 40 who is doing something to keep the Caribbean culture alive. Bam! Oh boy! You see this now? See, the Black Belt Conversations posse is in strong. Ray McMillan and Wayne Harris are in strong. And see, I didn't want to start chatting about this because when they start coming with fire, I'm going to be on for another 2 hours. So I'm going to shut it down here because here's Ray is not finished. How large is that millennial population? And are they able to fund and finance a multi-million-dollar street festival? I say no. Wow. Fitness IQ, are you ready for this? And McMillan says agreed. Wayne's question, show me someone under 40 who's doing something to keep the Caribbean culture alive. And Wayne says, agreed, Ray. So Fitness IQ, if you have another response. If not, I'm going to start winding it down because we have to chat about this in an upcoming conversation. So I'm going to chat with Ryan today. And hey, if someone would, if Black Belt Conversation Posses wants to come on, and Fitness IQ would love to have you on chatting about this, because this is a good conversation topic. She goes, Fitness IQ, I'm just going based on the millennials I know that are still in the trenches with Caravana. Okay. Look at this. Let's do it. Okay. So we're putting it out there. Black Belt Conversations Posse, Ray McMillan, Wayne Harris, Fitness IQ Cam. Are you willing to come on with them and discuss this subject, or do you know people that we could get to come on and chat about this subject? Because I think it's a really important conversation topic. You know what? Next month, okay. We'll work on. Well, I'm going to talk with Black Belt Conversations. Maybe you, Jen, will come in and talk about it next month. If we can get some millennials on, great. If not, let's roll with it. I'd love to see, what is. Look at this. I'll ask my friends that are still strong in a. Okay, good. That would be fantastic, because I think it's a really good roundtable digital conversation. Ray goes, but are they costume designers and builders? The mass bands are run by folks older than me. Okay. All right. We're going to start winding it down, because this could go on forever. And I don't need, but I want to make sure that, and of course, people can keep on putting comments in. I'm going to start winding it down. So please subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Get us to 1,600. We're halfway there. Well, we got about 50 more to get to 1,600. Like the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. To advertise your business, product, or service on the show, or any of the shows that I'm part of, email me, dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. Also, join the Morning Vibe Discord group. Email me at dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com, where we keep the conversation going. And I'm actually going to ask in the Discord group, what's the future of Caravana? Also, live September 10th, 9 p.m. Eastern, Dr. Vibe and Aisha K. Staggers, Laura Lalaki, Jill Jones, Dr. Tachi, 4 African Canadian women. Then on the Black Canadian male side, Wayne Harris, Cesar Nadima Musa, Ryan Knight, and I guess I'm a half. I'll be moderating. We're going to have live commentary on the underlined scheduled Harris 45 debate. Next up. Oh boy, if you want to get a hold of Ryan, RyanOneilKnight.com. LinkedIn, Ryan Oneil Knight. Instagram at Ryan.Knight. That's KNIGHT, by the way. KNIGHT 99. And email address, Ryan, work with me at RyanOneilKnight.com. And there's all the places you can get a hold of me. The drvibeshow.com. YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, the space dr period space vibe space show. Instagram at the drvibeshow. X/Twitter at drvibeshow, and email dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. So coming up on Friday, we are scheduled to have Minnie on Cam on the platform. And again, I just put up that you can watch replays of this epic conversation on the Dr. Vibe Show, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, Afro Caribbean Business Network, Facebook and YouTube, and Ryan Oneil Knight on YouTube. So as always, we close off with this, and man, it was a good conversation ramping up at the end. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get smaller to get stronger. Block assumptions, then aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. And don't just manage your time, manage your energy. And remember to give yourselves grace. Have a fantastic week. We'll see you on Friday with Minnie on Cam. But in between, keep it. And as Dr. Louis Marsh, or others would call him Elder Louis Marsh, would say, keep fighting.